Fergie has spent years standing next to the most powerful and influential people in the world. She's been through a lot, and somehow, she's survived it all. She knows how to save herself, but now Sarah Ferguson has nothing left to lose. She's wounded, stripped of her title, and pushed out of the royal palace. And she's not the type to stay quiet. She never has been. So what card can she play to save herself and still keep one foot in the palace? Meghan. Yes, that Meghan. Meghan Markle. But how? Let's dive in. Fergie didn't grow up in the fairy tale world people imagine. When she was still young, her parents divorced, and her mother left the family to start a new life overseas, an abandonment that deeply affected her. She has spoken openly about feeling unwanted, emotionally lost, forced to grow up too fast. With a distant father and a broken home, she learned early how unstable life could be. As a teenager, she struggled with her self-worth. She developed an eating disorder, using food as comfort while feeling unloved and invisible. Those early wounds shaped the woman she became, someone who learned to survive emotionally before she ever had to survive politically. Long before the palace, long before the titles, long before the scandals, she learned what it meant to fall and still find a way back up. That skill would become her greatest weapon, and she's about to use it again. Years ago, Fergie's big scandal broke, selling access to Prince Andrew, caught on camera, exposed to the world. She didn't sit silently while the media tried to destroy her, when they tried to tear her down so badly that she'd have no choice but to disappear. She staged a carefully planned apology interview, controlled the narrative, played the victim, showed remorse, and somehow, she survived. That wasn't her first scandal. It wouldn't be her last. When you connect all the dots, you reach an interesting conclusion. Fergie has been hit over and over again, and she's learned how to turn crises into survival plans. She has over 40 years of experience in this game. But can she survive this one? This is different, much different. She's lost her title, she's been thrown out of the palace, and now there are Epstein-related accusations swirling around Andrew, one of the most infamous cases in modern history. So what can she do? She doesn't want to lose her link to the royal family forever. Her daughters are still princesses, Beatrice and Eugenie. They still carry their titles. Their futures depend on staying connected. Fergie understands power and influence better than anyone. She knows who to keep close and who to sacrifice. And the easiest target? Meghan. Meghan has plenty of holes in her past story. People are already curious. They want answers. They want details. Exposing Meghan would protect the palace and keep Fergie's daughters safe. The palace doesn't exactly love Meghan either. The racism accusations from that Oprah interview? Still a sore spot. Still festering. So maybe, just maybe, the palace would quietly agree.
Let Fergie do the dirty work. Let her be the one to pull the trigger. But what does Fergie actually know about Meghan? What secret could possibly be big enough to pull her out of the deepest hole she's ever been in? Let's follow the clues. In her Oprah interview, Meghan claims she already knew Eugenie before she entered the royal family. She said they were friends, close friends, even before meeting Prince Harry. But people noticed something odd. If she already knew Eugenie, then why did she claim she met Harry on a blind date? A complete stranger. No idea who he was. Just a random setup. Why did she also say she'd never Googled the royal family? That she didn't really know who they were? That she went into this whole thing completely innocent and unaware? That raises a big question, and Fergie has the answer. Fergie is Eugenie's mother, one of her closest confidants. She knows exactly how Meghan entered this family. She watched it happen step by step, from a small-time Hollywood actress to a duchess. A total transformation. Some believe Meghan and Harry didn't randomly meet at all, that everything was planned long before that blind date story. Strategically positioned, carefully orchestrated. But that's just the beginning. The story gets much darker from here. Word is Meghan had a plan, a perfect one. She tried to connect to the actual circles Harry was part of. Royal circles, elite circles, power circles. And how did she do that so perfectly? She allegedly found a way into Soho House. And if you don't know what Soho House is, let me explain. It's not just a club, it's the place for connections, the elites, celebrities, the wealthiest and most influential people on the planet. Politicians, royals, billionaires, media moguls. If you want to move up in the world, you need to be there. But getting into Soho House isn't easy. At least it's not supposed to be. You need to be somebody. You need money. You need connections. You need influence. And Meghan? She had none of that. Her father was a lighting director, her mother worked in social services, and Meghan herself was a relatively unknown actress on a cable TV show. No major fame, no serious money, no royal connections. So the question is, how does a nobody enter those circles? How does someone with no power, no wealth, no elite background suddenly find herself in the most exclusive club in the world? That's a long deep dive, one that might need its own video. But one possible answer keeps coming up. Maybe Meghan knew these influential people before. Maybe she'd been moving through these circles quietly, long before anyone noticed. And here comes one of the darkest parts of the story. Meghan allegedly worked as a yacht girl. Now, these are unverified rumors. They've never been officially confirmed, but they've also never died. And you know what they say, where there's smoke, there's fire. Tom Bauer, in his book, referenced these rumors. He didn't outright confirm them, but he didn't dismiss them either. See, one thing that's interesting about Meghan is this: the more you dig, the more you find. It's been said that Meghan, through those yacht years, circulated in social circles where Andrew was present. Prince Andrew, Fergie's ex-husband, the man at the center of the Epstein scandal. And the most interesting part, there are long-standing rumors online that refuse to die, that she didn't just climb from nobody to somebody through talent alone, that she spent years moving through elite power circles, places where money and influence turn nobodies into royalty, quietly, without a trace. Then came one bombshell claim. An unnamed journalist said Meghan appeared in photos in Thailand, partying on yachts alongside Prince Andrew. The photos were never released. They've never surfaced publicly, but the rumors never died. If that's true, then Meghan knew Andrew long before she ever met Harry. Years before, in completely different circumstances. So who can confirm it? Fergie. She may be the most dangerous living witness right now. She was there. She saw the circles Andrew moved in. She knew the people, the parties, the yachts. And if she decides to talk, she could change everything. She has motive, she has leverage, and she needs to survive. And there is no better target than Meghan. If Fergie goes down, she plans to take Meghan with her. That way, her daughters keep their titles, and Fergie keeps one foot inside the palace. But there's more. Harry himself said something very strange in his book. He claimed that when Meghan first met Prince Andrew, she didn't recognize him. She thought he was a staff member. That's very strange, because Meghan had already said she was close with Eugenie. They were friends. They spent time together. They likely went to parties together, events, gatherings. So how is it possible she never saw Andrew before? And more importantly, if you're friends with a princess, wouldn't you at least know who her parents are? Even if you didn't care, even if you weren't interested in the royals, how could you avoid it when the media is constantly shoving their faces in yours? Andrew and his daughters were everywhere in the press at that time. Photos of Andrew with Beatrice and Eugenie were all over the tabloids.
It doesn't make sense, unless she's lying. Unless she knew exactly who Andrew was and she's covering something up. But Fergie knows more. If there's anyone who knows exactly when and where Meghan met Andrew for the first time, it's her. And here's where it gets even darker. The deeper you dig into Meghan's past, the more you find. Gaps in her timeline, unexplained connections, strategic positioning over the years. How did she go from a cable TV actress to a duchess so quickly? How did she navigate royal protocols so smoothly? How did she know exactly which buttons to push and which people to charm? Some say it's intelligence, strategy, ambition. Others say it's because she'd been preparing for years, moving through circles most people never even get close to. Soho House wasn't just a social club for her, it was a gateway. And the people there, they weren't just friends, they were connections. Elite gatekeepers who could open doors most people don't even know exist. And Prince Andrew, he was part of those circles too. The yachts, the parties, the private gatherings where deals are made and alliances are formed. If Meghan was there, even once, it changes everything. It means she knew exactly what she was doing every step of the way, and Fergie saw it all. Rumor has it that Fergie is negotiating massive amounts of money for a tell-all interview. No one knows what she's about to say. No one knows which secrets she'll reveal, but make no mistake, she's sitting on something big. In a world of power, secrets are more valuable than gold. Right now, she needs them to survive. She needs leverage. She needs protection. She needs to stay relevant. And Meghan is the easiest target of all.
If Fergie comes forward with proof, with photos, with timelines that don't add up, it would destroy Meghan's credibility completely. And the palace, they wouldn't have to lift a finger. Fergie would do it for them. She'd be the villain, the bitter ex-royal with an axe to grind. But her daughters would stay safe, their titles intact, their futures secure. And Fergie, she'd get paid. Handsomely. A book deal, interviews, exclusive rights. She'd survive. Again, this is Fergie's endgame. She's been backed into a corner, stripped of her title, pushed out of the palace, facing Epstein-related scrutiny. But she's a survivor. Always has been, and she knows exactly how this game is played.
You protect your own. You sacrifice the outsider. Meghan is the outsider. She always has been. The palace never fully accepted her, the public turned on her, even Harry's relationship with his family is fractured. So if Fergie goes nuclear, who's really going to defend Meghan? Who's going to stand up and say, no wait, let's hear her side? No one. Because the secrets Fergie holds, they're too explosive. The yacht rumors, the Andrew connection, the Soho House timeline, the Eugenie friendship that doesn't add up. All with it paints a picture of someone who wasn't innocent, someone who wasn't naive, someone who knew exactly what she was doing from the very beginning. And if Fergie decides to reveal it all, Meghan's entire story collapses. Fergie holds the truth, and she's ready to use it. Because in the end, it's not about revenge, it's about survival. And Fergie has spent her entire life learning how to survive, even if it means destroying someone else in the process. So the question now is simple. Will she pull the trigger? Or will she hold on to these secrets a little longer, waiting for the perfect moment? One thing's for sure, if Fergie goes down, Meghan goes with her, and that's a card worth playing.
But here's what we want to know from you. Do you think Fergie actually has proof, real evidence that could destroy Meghan's story? Or is this just another royal rumor that'll fade away like all the others? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We want to hear what you think. And if you found this video eye-opening, hit that like button, share it with someone who needs to see this, and don't forget to subscribe, because trust me, this story is far from over. More secrets are coming, and you don't want to miss what happens next.